What's up, boys? The block is coming to an end. Things have gone well. I'll probably do a full recap at some point. One thing that has not gone well is my bench. And it hasn't gone well for my whole life, more or less. I've never benched much more than body weight, which I think is an indication of not a very good bench press. So I benched 265 at 260, something like that this time around. I failed 275 twice. I've benched 303 in a powerlifting competition before at a body weight of around 300 pounds, so not as impressive. And 315, I have to bench 315. Here's the plan. First of all, let me recap what I did last time. I was only benching 1 day a week. So in the gym, I was doing barbell bench press 1 day a week, averaging 4 sets. And in the past, I usually do 10-week blocks, starting at 8s and ending in triples and singles, which is what you've been seeing if you've been following the training logs. And then I did another day on Tuesdays, which was a hypertrophy only upper body day. So I was still doing pressing, but it was in a Smith machine and machines and cables and stuff like that. And I thought that my limiting factor was mostly hypertrophy or lack of muscle. I think I probably put on a good amount of size to my chest. I don't know about my arms so much, but the hypothesis was incorrect. And I think that what I actually need is more bench press, skill practice, and more muscle. Both of those things are important. Let's go over the new plan. So to accommodate this higher bench frequency, I can only really handle 3 days traveling to the gym I normally train at. So we're gonna go full body and do benching and squatting and deadlifting together. More of an SBD approach. Wednesday, which is the next time you'll see me train. So next Wednesday, after I max out the deadlift, we will be doing 5 sets of 5 at 70%. And because I'm a 265 bencher, I'm basically a novice. I'm just gonna do linear progression because I've done that in the past and it worked about as well as anything else has. I'm not at the point where I need something fancy for my bench press. I'm a 265 bencher, you know. I deadlift, at least at one point before I injured my hamstring, 585. I'm at the point there where linear progression probably won't work, but my bench, I can linear progress it. And I'm gonna start doing that. Thursday, so the day after, I will do upper body hypertrophy at my apartment gym. So we just got like a Smith machine, some lighter dumbbells, cables and machines and stuff like that. I'm gonna hit shoulders in Smith machine press. That'll be my only vertical pressing for the most part. And I'm gonna hit triceps really hard on that day, and also hit back. Also, last block, I focused a lot on my back because I thought it was a limiting factor, but I focused on it over my pressing muscles, I think, which was a mistake, obviously. So I do think I made gains in the back department, and I feel like it carried over to my squat and deadlift, but not so much my bench. Okay, Friday will be cardio. Nothing there. Come back on Saturday, we will hit close grip bench press, or maybe just closer grip bench press. 3 sets of 8 at 60%. That's gonna be a light day. I'd say Wednesday was a medium day. Again, linear progression, 5 pounds a week. And then on Sunday, we'll come in, hit a single at 85%. My technique at heavier weights is really bad. So I need a heavy single every week, I feel like. And then drop down to 80% and hit some doubles. I'm undecided on exactly how many doubles at this point, but something like 3 to 5 doubles at 80%. And then we will linearly progress that, all those as well. 5 pounds a week. Finally, come back on Monday and hit another upper body hypertrophy day. This time we will focus on chest and triceps mostly. Do Smith machine incline and stuff like that. So that's the plan. I'd say that's a very simple plan. 5 sets of 5, 3 sets of 8, and then heavy single followed by some doubles. So we get some medium work, some light work, and some heavy work. I think that I'll respond really well to frequency, and also just the mixture of stuff. I'm not trying to peak. I honestly believe that I will exceed my best bench without peaking at all, just by linearly progressing that Sunday single. And I don't think it'll take too long. Other stuff. I've experimented a lot with my bench grip. My heaviest ever bench was done with a closer grip, probably only about a thumb length away from the smooth. I experimented earlier this year with a wide grip, so as wide as is legal in a powerlifting competition. So that's your index finger on the rings. And then I settled on pinkies on the rings for this cycle, and it felt just terrible. I'm gonna go back to the wide grip because my arms are really long, and also because flaring was feeling way better. And I'm gonna keep the close grip work in there, so we'll see which one feels better, but I just have a hunch that the wide grip might end up being better for me. We'll see. I guess that just seems to be what everyone else does. So, other stuff. My hypertrophy work. I did a lot of work on like 4 sets of 10 lower rest interval stuff and sort of like doing partials. I don't think that was a waste of time. I think I got good work capacity out of that. I don't know how much growth I realistically got out of that. And when I kind of switched to a lower volume, higher intensity approach near the end of the block, it felt extremely productive. So I think I'm gonna switch to that, and I might even experiment with a low volume, straight up low, like 1 set per exercise, throw in a couple more exercises and hit it to failure, and see how that goes. Yeah, basically try to grow as much as possible in my chest, shoulders, triceps, and back, also biceps, because I have tiny biceps. Hit the frequency on the bench and just straight up linear progress, and that is the prescription. I'm pretty sure that's all I need. It's been a lifelong struggle to build upper body muscle and also to be strong in my upper body. Doesn't come easy to me like lower body does. My legs are big and I never trained them very much until recently. So gotta bench 315 at some point, and I think it's gonna be next year. Peace out.